I'm going to be painting something fun using Brusho. And if you don't know what Brusho is, then neither did I a few months ago. So I'll tell you what Brusho is, but first of all, I'm going to read it from my phone because let's be fair, I'm a mum to 4 children. How am I supposed to remember this off the top of my head? I'm taking this off the Jackson's art website, which is where I get my Brusho and most of my art supplies from. So I'll read what it says on my phone. Brusho crystal colours are intense powder paints and they're water-based. They're non-toxic and easy to use, so I use them with my children. I've got 4 children. 2 of my boys don't even bother with art supplies, but I've got 6-year-old twin girls who love anything like that, so they love my Brusho and they have so much fun using it. It's made in the UK. It's highly pigmented watercolour crystals and they react to water to create interesting watercolour effects. The colours have a good degree of light fastness, so Brusho is really intense colour. And if you're not used to using really intense watercolours, you might have a bit of a surprise when you use Brusho. But honestly, I had so much fun with these and I still do. I love Brusho so much. It's lovely to use because you get a lovely surprise. You don't really know what colours you're going to get until you actually spritz them with the water. So I love having that really...
What? Nice.
So I love having that little hit of... So I love having that little hit of the good feel chemicals, what are they called again? When I spray the Brusho. And what I spray my Brusho with is this little water thing, which I got from, where did I get it from? Jackson's Art. Why am I doing that? It's just a tiny little water bottle. So they're really inexpensive. I got quite a few colours now. So what I did is I started with a few and then loved it so much I couldn't stop ordering because they're really inexpensive. I think on the Jackson's website, they're about $2.75 per little tub. Oh, I don't know why I'm so out of breath now. I just ran down the stairs to let my little dog in because she just went for a haircut. Oh, again, how old I am. I get out of breath really quickly. These little tubs are 15 kilograms and they've got loads of powder in them, so they're going to last you a really long time. What I'll do is I'll go through my colours with you. I'll do a little swatch of each of these colours so you know what the colour looks like. And then I'll show you how I'm going to do a fun background with these. And then we're going to paint with some watercolours, or if you've got gouache or acrylic or marker pens, you can do any other medium on top of these. So grab a drink and join me in painting with Brusho.
The first tip is to put a pin in the top of your powder tub. This will help you to only use a tiny amount because a little goes a long way. Test your colours out on scrap pieces of paper first. The colour comes out different from when you spray it, so you'll get a good idea of how the colour reacts on your paper when activated with water. And you'll also get to see the wonderful array of colours that may be included in one little part. The colours react differently on the paper when they're activated with water. So for instance, if a bottle of Brusho says it's black, it may not only be black. Once sprayed or activated with water, the powder crystals may release numerous colours such as blue, grey and black, and I find it very useful and lots of fun to create little mini paintings using a mix of 2 or 3 and sometimes 4 colours to see how the colours react with one another. One massive tip for you is to protect your surfaces. Things can get very messy when you're using Brusho. I like to put down an old cloth or towel and then some extra sheets of paper towel over the top for extra protection because Brusho can be a little bit staining at times. I also find it handy to have a cloth ready for wiping up excess moisture on the edges of my paintings as well. With Brusho, a little goes a long way and it can be very easy to be wasteful with Brusho. So it's best to just sprinkle a little bit less than what you think you should put on. Because my 6-year-old painted the most beautiful background. I framed this now and we've hung it on her wall for her to enjoy because the colours in this are so pretty. Let Brusho dry completely before working on top with other mediums such as pens, pencils and watercolour itself as well, because if you apply that to the wet areas you're just going to get lots of bleeding and you're not going to get nice crisp results. Brusho is such an interesting medium to use. You can create beautiful backgrounds like this. You can use Brusho to add texture and interest to your background paintings or for your main subject itself. And one thing that I'm going to do is start off with some brilliant red. So I'm sprinkling this down onto my watercolour paper and you can see that my paper is typed down flat. and then I put some lemon on as well, and all I'm doing is using my little spray bottle to spritz the powder. And can you see how that colour is exploding outwards? You do get some beautiful little surprises. And then you can also sprinkle dry powder onto a wet area as well. So I'm just going to take my black, which is my favourite, and I'm sprinkling a little bit of that on. I'm also sprinkling a little bit of turquoise and some violet as well. And I'm being a bit haphazard with this. I'm not really focusing too much on where the powder goes because, like I said, it can be very unpredictable. And I was also adding some sea green there as well. I love sea green, by the way. And then I'm just adding lots and lots of water to this, so much so that I can tip my painting up and the paint starts to run and flow down my paper. So what you want to do is move your paper around in all areas so those colours start merging and flowing together. And if you want them to be a bit more flowy and to move a bit more, you can use your spritzer bottle to spray the paint even further. So like I said, protect your surfaces because you can see how messy this is getting, and I actually forgot to protect my surfaces just for this one little demonstration. But look at that beautiful result. It actually reminds me of marble. So I think this is a really lovely way to use Brusho. And like I said, you could sprinkle down the dry powder on top of the wet painting as well. So I'm just adding a little bit of lemon, a bit of sea green. And if you don't want your colour to flow out and run around on your paper, you could just spritz your powder a little bit so you get more of a speckled look. You could also use Brusho like a watercolour paint, so add it to your palette. I'm actually using a ceramic plate that I got from Tesco, and I just sprinkled down my powder and then added a little bit of water using my paintbrush, and use regular watercolour paper, and you can use normal watercolour brushes as well, because if you use quite stiff brushes, they're going to lift up the paint. So I would use a soft brush. You can also use regular things that you find around your home to add texture to your watercolour paintings with the Brusho.
Don't they look so much fun to use though? I tempt you to have a go at Brusho. If you haven't had a go, do order them. Honestly, you won't be disappointed. What I will say is that they are quite messy, so you do need to protect your work surfaces or wherever you're painting really well. As long as you do contain the powder into a small area, you'll be fine. My little girl loves to use these and she doesn't get too messy with them, to be honest.